John, we're here at the launch of the new Electricity League. Looking forward to the start of the new season?
Well, we are. It's a big day for us. A new title sponsor with Electricity, big brand name in the game, or in the business community. To be associated with our game is something that we're thrilled about. And I think it's a timely positive for the coming season that lies ahead.
Things haven't looked good off the season or off the field in pre-season with the demise of Cork City and Derry City. What's that been like to deal with for the league?
Well, difficult matters to deal with two clubs with great traditions like Derry and Cork. But I suppose the positive is that the both of them are back in the first division. Obviously, been brought in by the supporters in Cork and some good businessmen and a mix of supporters in Derry. So I think that's in the past now. We've got to deal with what's going into the future. And I'm hoping from a financial perspective that we've turned the corner in terms of the difficulties that have arisen around the clubs in the past.
So you don't believe there's any more clubs currently in the Premier Division that are in financial difficulties?
Well, I don't think you can ever say that. I think this is not just an Irish problem, it's a European problem. You only got to look at the problems of Portsmouth today, going into administration potentially or whatever it is. I think there'll always be issues to be dealt with around the financial side of football. But I'm hoping that the back is broken around the major issues that we've had to deal with over the last couple of years around some of our senior clubs.
A lot of young players leave Ireland when they're around the ages of 15, 16, 17 to go and play in England. What's the FAI doing to try and keep these players in the League of Ireland?
Well, I suppose the best players will always go abroad. The Damien Duffs, the Robbie Keanes, the Richard Dunns, the Shea Givens, they'll always go and play for the best teams or the bigger teams in England. That's their natural habitat. That's the way it has always been. What I would like is the players to stay for a longer period of time in Ireland to get a proper education. And if they want to stay in the League of Ireland, if they're good enough in time, like Kevin Doyle, like Shane Long, like young Coleman, make their way to the Premiership if that's what they want to do. What we're doing is we've got an emerging talent programme where we've got development squads all around the country, not only in the leagues but also in the regions, the best playing against the best. We're providing an underage structure, hopefully an under-19 National League in the coming season, so that the best players can stay playing at under-19 level, play for their League of Ireland club, or the Electricity League now as we call it, and going forward and obviously go and play in England or Scotland if that's what they choose to do.
8 of the 10 teams in the Premier Division this season are based in Leinster. Do you think that's a bit of a problem?
Well, it's not preferable, but it's the way the cards have fallen. But I've no doubt that some of the clubs, some of the big name clubs who are now in the first division, ultimately make their way back to the Premier Division, and I'm sure that'll happen over a quick course of time.
Do you think a 10-team league is working? Many managers, complain about the predictability of playing teams so many times in a season.
How old are you?
I'm 17.
17.
Yeah.
Tell you what, managers will always complain. That's the nature of them. It's part of what they do. If you finish 11th in the league, you'll want a 12-team Premier. If you finish 9th, you'll want a 10-team. That's the way it goes. That's just football as long as I've known it. I think the 10-team Premier was important in terms of trying to bring 10 sustainable clubs into the league. That's something we set out to do a couple of years ago. We've had knockbacks with that with the performance of obviously some of the clubs from a financial perspective. But we're committed to next season being a 10-team Premier Division with a 12-team First Division. The one positive about the league this season, the First Division has often got a lot of negativity about being a graveyard, but it won't be a graveyard in the coming season, given the fact that Cork, Derry, Shelbourne, Waterford, Wexford Youth, some of the big names of Irish football are playing in the First Division next season.
So when the season ends, John, what will you be hoping to look back on?
Well, a quieter season off the pitch, and that we're more talking about what's happened on the pitch. That would be my aim for sure.